What up, peeps? Y'all know who it is. Jay Torrance, a.k.a. Jakey J. Monday morning, man. On a beautiful Monday morning. Just feeling above and beyond blessed, man, as I normally do. But, man, just feeling extra blessed this morning, man. Let's talk about this weekend was a special weekend. Friday was senior night for my son, little Jason, man. I'm going to give y'all a story on quick going on, man. Me and my wife been married. We've been together for going on 32 years now, man. Junior high school sweethearts. Not high school sweethearts, right? Junior high school sweethearts. Now, we've been married for 23 years, man. We started having kids when we was 17 years old. Had our first daughter, man, Jamaica. We have 4 daughters, right? So the skip past, man, early in the relationship, I want to tell y'all, man, me and my wife had a very, very, very violent, it was physical and it was verbally abusive relationship. I have got in the heat of the moment. Yeah, I'm not going to lie and say that I have never put my hands on my wife, because I have. But it was more, I've never been the beat you down, put my hands. It was more so her being physical with me, and because of me, the things that I used to do, man. Let's put it like that. Yeah, it has been a couple of times, I admit, when I put my hands on my wife, and I have forever regretted. But when I was younger, and it's just, things that you just can't control or take back. But it was more so. And the relationship was very, very violent, very, very physical. Believe it or not, when I was younger, I used to be a very, very nice looking guy when I was younger, man. I think I'm still decent, but when I was younger, I was very, very nice looking. I was attractive. I worked out, and I kept myself together. I was in the streets. I had money, and so I had clothes and all that. Stayed, just for that reason, right? So it attracted a lot of women, and I was not able to tell women no. So what happened was, my wife dealt with a lot of embarrassment, me cheating a lot, me doing a lot of stupid shit, and her having to deal with it, hear about it and deal with it, because I never came back home and told her. She would always find out through somebody else, a friend, the streets, however, right? Y'all see me with my Uzi. So, me and my wife got married when I was 24 years old, man. And it wasn't the marriage where I did want to marry my wife, for sure. But it wasn't the type of marriage. I was still ripping and running. I felt that I wasn't ready. So I didn't get down on one knee and marry my wife and say, babe, will you marry me? My wife told me, nigga, you gonna marry me. We've been together almost 9 years. Nigga, I'm gonna take off and leave your ass if you don't marry me. It's about that time. And she warned me for like a couple times, and I didn't know if she was serious. I knew she wouldn't leave, but I just figured that it was time to get married and it would change things. Not thinking that I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. Never once thought that. I'm thinking that she going to be happy. She got a label as my wife and what she wants, and everything is going to change. She going to calm down and fall back. Well, shit changed, yeah. She put her motherfucking foot more on the pedal like they do, and wanted me at home more, and wanted me more of a husband than ripping and running the street dealer, the drug dealer, and ripping and running the streets all night and doing the shit that I was doing. I wasn't having that. I hate to say, y'all, but 5 months after I got married, I had my first son, got girl pregnant by my first son, which is Jaquez. 5 months, y'all, after I got married. Had Jaquez, my little dude. I love that nigga with everything I got in me. And it was a fight, y'all. My wife found out the girl was pregnant. My baby mother was pregnant, and me and her fought to be together. Jaquez came, and I was always raised. This is another thing. Me and my daughter, at this time, we had 2 girls. Me and my wife had 2 girls. And I always wanted a boy, and she always wanted a boy bad, off the top. But we had already had 2 girls already. So then when this girl get pregnant, now I have my first son, which is Jaquez, right? My wife is devastated that some other woman can now give me my first son when we've been together all these years, and got girls, and she couldn't give it to me, right? So now, in order to, we wanted more kids anyway, but in order to make up for that, we go back at it. I'm fighting with her to be in Jaquez's life, but we still stand together because she ain't gonna let me go and I ain't gonna let her go, right? She ended up getting pregnant again, hoping to have a boy. We have JC, my daughter, my third daughter, right? Meanwhile, I'm fighting to be in Jaquez's life. I got to sneak to see him, but I'm seeing him. I got to sneak to babysit him. I got to do everything behind my wife's back because she don't want me to have no parts of Jaquez at the time because I don't snuck off and cheated. She's still young in the mind and still ain't grew yet. You know, she's too embarrassed, still too hurt behind the whole situation, which is understandable at a young age. So we fighting, we going on. I'm in Ja's life as best as I can. I'm buying them clothes and stuff and taking care of them as best as I can, babysitting them. Still with my wife. We have a third, right? I'm still out here in the streets, but we struggling. We going through it. Mind y'all, and I'm in the streets. I'm going to the penitentiary. I take a couple trips to the penitentiary. The first trip is when Jaquez was, you know, he was born and all that stuff. So I'm back out here in the streets when I get out. I get out 5 years later, 5 years after I get married, I get the second girl pregnant, which is Bernadette, my second baby's mother. Jason's mom. Jason's mom, the one we went to the senior night for, right? I'm devastated. I don't know how to tell my wife. I know what I'm still going through with Jaquez the first time. Me and my wife is at, we love each other, and the love and the hate relationship is at an all-time high. I'm talking about I got marks, I got cuts on my head from knives, cuts on my forearm from her I got friends who will testify, literally testify, and tell y'all that this lady really tried to kill this man several occasions, and we damn near got killed during the process. And I ain't talking about no bullshit, y'all. I'm talking about really trying to run me fucking over, really trying to run us off the road, really waking up with fucking guns in my fucking face. You know, real shit, y'all. No lie, no cap. I'm talking about a very, very, very hazardous and very, very dangerous relationship, man, we had for many, many years. And anybody that knowed us when we was young can attest to this, man. Like, we was wild. I honestly thought, y'all, for a long time, for many years, that I would die. My wife, I knew how I was going to die. And I knew it would be soon. I said, my mother, she was so scared. I knew that how I was going to die, my wife was going to kill me, y'all. I knew this. Like, it wasn't a doubt in my mind. So 5 years, I get out the joint. 5 years later, I get my second baby mother pregnant, Bernadette. Now, my wife finds out. I'm on my way back to the penitentiary, y'all. I catch another case. When she finds out, she finds out while I'm in the county jail on this case, on this second case. I got caught with a gun, caught a CCW, weapons under disability, can't conceal weapons under disability. But I had only been out 3 months from this last getting out the joint. Then I got out 3 months and caught another case, a weapons case, right? I got to go right back. So when I bail out, my wife picks me up from the county. I seen the look on her face. Like, I've been in the county for a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? I was on papers. My PO had a hold. He wasn't giving me them, so I had to sit down. I sit in the county. She picks me up. She ain't happy. She ain't like, honey, when you get out the county, she ain't hugging, she ain't kissing. She dead serious, y'all. So I know what the shit is on, right? She tell me she heard I got another girl pregnant. Bro, from there, shit got deep. Deeper, I'm still going through it with Job, my first baby. Trying to be in his life. Trying to take care and do what's right for him. And she ain't even barely, she's just now barely starting to deal with him. Barely. Jake come, this situation, shit came. I'm not gonna lie. I went down to the joint. I took a paternity test for Jason. When I was locked up, I think I might have been I was in, on the Hill, Southeast Correctional Center, way down south in goddamn Southern Ohio. My my wife found out that I called one day. She said, Jason, the results came back. Because I really didn't know if Jason was mine or not, because me and his mother was close and all, but she, you know, she was doing her thing too like that. I didn't know for sure if she was or not. She said the results came back and Jason was my son, 99.9999, just like all my other kids. It ain't no doubt, a shadow of doubt. All 6 of my kids is 99.999. It ain't no bullshit. It ain't no motherfucking ifs, ands, and buts about it. And they damn near identical to Pops. So now my wife she started growing up a little bit, man. She wasn't gonna leave me. I'm down in the penitentiary, y'all, right? She could have just said, fuck you, nigga. I'm cool. My wife stood solid, man. My wife on the second round, man, she had dealt with this before, but she was embarrassed. But, man, she took care of my ass when I was down that motherfucker. And she came way down to Southern, I think it was 2 hours, to come pick my ass up. She was there again to pick my ass up from the joint. Happy, playing Mary J. Blige, Too Strong for Too Long. I swear to God, man. That let me know. I knew I had a rider, man, but that let me fucking know that I would never fucking leave this woman. I don't give a fuck what she did, who she did it with, how many times, what, I didn't give a fuck. This was a rider for me, for real. Like, everybody should have a woman like this. So, but the situation with Jake, it was different. She didn't want me to have, like, I literally, for Jake's first 7-8 years of his life, I literally had, you talking about sneaking, babysitting. I used to have to take Jason over my brother's Uncle Meat's house just to watch him, man. Just to spend time with him, man. And I honestly say for my sons, there was a many days, man. Well, I could have took the low route, you know, like most married men, have a baby out of wedlock. Eat my first one. I fought to be in his life. Jason's, I fought. Man, you talking about a fight. The fight to be in Jason's life was fucking, sometimes I came this close, man, a couple times, man. By the grace of God and the way my father raised me is the only reason why, because it got to be so much, man. Why I didn't quit, man. Because y'all got to realize that my father, he taught me everything. Fish, hunt, how to be a man. He was there from day one. I watched my father get up and go to work every day. He provided. My father, in my eyes, is the best father in the world ever. And for me to have 2 sons out there, not by my wife, doing this to my wife, and then have 2 sons out there who I can't provide, and I could provide, but I can't show them all how to fish. I never showed my sons how to fish. I never showed my father at 12 years old. He had me in a hunting safety course class and got me a brand new 20. Once I passed the class, me and my brother, he got us brand new 20 gauge shotguns, man, and took us out hunting. That type shit. Took us fishing all the time. Taught us how to be a man. Taught us how to clean the house. And for me to have 2 sons out there, bro, and I couldn't teach my sons that shit because my wife wouldn't let them in the house. My wife was too embarrassed. She was too mad to even see them. Me wanting to show them and do these things. I got boys so bad, man, but I couldn't, bro. For like 7-8 years, I ain't gonna say depressed, man, but it was probably deeper. If it's a word for deeper than depression, man, I was devastated, bro. Like, I wasn't me. This is when, like, 2012, 2013, man, when I stopped. Bro, I stopped. I didn't want no females. I didn't want to do nothing, bro. I didn't want to do nothing but make shit right besides with my wife, my baby's mothers, and my sons, man. And what none of them, nobody down with. My baby's mothers, both of them. One thing I can say about both of them, man, they never really been about money. They never been about that child support shit. All they ever told me, come spend time with your son, man. And they never denied it. Never denied me. Anytime I wanted to pick them up, anytime they never been on no bullshit. And I commend both of them for that, man. The way they had, because like I said, there was many days when I couldn't be there for my sons, where the way they raised my sons during these situations, man, I commend them, man. For real, I double salute them, man, because I couldn't be there because I had 4 daughters and a wife that I was trying to keep up. But I could let my sons know that, hey, I am your pops, and I do love you, and I will do anything for you. And if it's anything you need, I will break my back to go get that shit. My sons know that. So, Jake, man, after I fought for years and years and years and years, bro, to be in Jake and Jaquez's life, man. Long story short. Now, finally, my wife started giving in, man. She started growing up, man, and seeing the big picture. You know, and then first Jock, she started being more in his life and treating him like a son, and being my first baby mother started getting along great. And before you know a Jock, by the time he was 16, 17, he can come up over here, stay the night, do anything he wants, any time of the day. And it just warmed my heart, man, for my wife to get over that situation and start to open up for my first son. And then gradually, years later, it took a while. Every time I would get Jake, if my wife was with me, Jake would get in the car. They wouldn't speak to each other. You know, my wife would just sit up here in the front. You know, as he got older, she started dealing with it, seeing that I wasn't gonna bow down. But I always told her, you don't have to love my sons. You don't have to love them. Just stay out of the way of letting me love them. I always tell her that. Just let me love my boys, because I don't expect you to after the way I went behind your back and did these things. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, man, we had to talk, man, because I'm not gonna lie, my baby's mother, Bernadette, called me and said, hey, Jason, you know, a few years ago, she said, Jason, and, you know, something got to be done while, you know, Jason and your wife, my wife's Mika, she said, you know, when he does come over and they are around each other, Jason just said he feels weird sometimes. Like, sometimes, you know, y'all talk, sometimes y'all don't. And they talk and sometimes they don't, and it's just awkward. And I always felt that. I hated it. And it would make me feel awkward. Yeah, she coming around now, let me go do things. I ain't got to sneak and go get Jake and do things. But now it's awkward. I'm taking them to football practice and shit like that. They won't say shit to each other. So I said, I one at a time, man, I talked to him, man. I think I talked to Jason first and said, hey, man, look, bro, like, I know you and Tamika ain't always seen eye to eye, and I know that you feel like she, don't want you around, bro. But as a young man, like, that's my wife, bro. Like, you have to, you know what I'm saying, step up and be a man, grow into a man, and put your best foot forward at you know what I'm saying, doing what y'all can to be more cordial, be more, you know what I'm saying, open to each other. Then I talked to my wife and I said, hey, man, you're the grown up. Like, Jason didn't ask to be here, man. Like, he should. We all passed this. It's been a lot of years now to where Jason, you know what I'm saying, needs to be, you need to address him. And like, when he come around, say hi and start treating Jason like, you know what I'm saying, the excellent little guy he is, man. Good grades. Don't be in no type of trouble, man. Just all around good dude, man. Cuss a lot. And the little shit that they do with they do with their friends and shit. But, I'd rather have that shit than him out ripping and running, gang banging and doing all that shit. Jaquez in the joint right now. He's been gone for 3 years, man. On his way home now, on a 3.5 stint, trying to be like his pops. So, in the last couple of years, the growth, man, from these two, especially, man, Jason and everybody, man. And for me to be able to go to senior night, and me and my wife, and for my son to even want me there, man. And for my son to even let my wife and his mother let my wife walk down the field with him on senior night. And for them two and it's organic now when they come around each other, bro. It's so much, it just happened. After we had this talk, man, it's like, for them two now, it's like they really like a stepmother-son, like a mother-son relationship. It's real, it's organic, it's natural now, y'all. And it just warms my heart, man, to know after all this fight, after all these years, after all the struggle, all the, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna call it depression, but all the low, the low, being so low for so many years and not being myself, man. Devastation. You know what I'm saying? For this family to still be together, for me and my wife to love each other as much or more than the first day we met in 8th grade, 7th grade, bro. It's incredible to me. For me and my wife have been through the things that we have been through, man. We don't, you know what I'm saying? anything that you could imagine, man. Anything except losing a child. We lost a grandchild a few years ago, man, and devastating incident, tragedy. But we've been through a lot, man. For the growth has been, we bump heads a little bit more, but that physical shit and all that verbal, all that shit, man, we don't came a long way. And I want to commend Tamika Torrance, my wife, Jason Torrance, and Bernadette Taylor, man, for y'all, man. For y'all to stick with me and to handle the situation the way y'all did, man, and to still love me, man, and let me be in Jason's life, it's unbelievable, for real. It's unbelievable. And I just want to say to all the fellas, fight, man. Fight for your kids, bro. No matter what the situation is, man, it's gonna be. It might be a dark tunnel, but believe me, fellas, it's gonna be some light at the end of that tunnel, man. You just gotta fight. You gotta fight to see the motherfucking light. Cause ain't no nigga fought to be in his kid's life, man. I don't care. In this situation more than me, man. And I seen some dark moments, bro. But I tell y'all what, when the lights start coming, it's just gonna open all the way. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a little bit of light at first, and then everything just, when you finally see it, bro, it's gonna be so much light after that you'll never see dark again, man. Hey, man, I just had to bring light to that situation and let y'all know how I felt, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. And I can't say enough about these people, man. And thank you again, man. God bless y'all. Fellas, don't ever give up. Women, let your baby daddies see their kids, man. Don't never neglect them. Don't never deny them. I don't care what they financial, what they doing, man. Time is everything, man. Let them spend time. Let these fathers spend time with their kids, man. I can't stress that enough, man. When I do come back, do me the biggest favor. Come get in shape with Jakey J. Just had to let it. Senior night. Congratulations, Big Jake, Little Jake.